All right, man. Hey, man, we live. This your boy Sarge, man, on the Iron Elite podcast. Man, y'all know how I get out with this slow, easy going jazz in the morning, man. But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm still telling you, Earth, Wind, and Fire is the number one group of all time. I'm just saying, man. I'm putting it out there right now. But hey, man, good morning, happy morning, or good morning, and almost happy New Year to you. What we got about 1, 2 days before New Year? Let me just put it out there right now, man. For all my family members, all my friends, all my coworkers, for everybody I made mad in 2023. Y'all hanging there with me, man. I'm gonna try to make it better in 2024. God ain't done with me yet, man. So I'm gonna try to get better, man. I'm gonna try to get better. But hey, man, in the meantime and in between time, man, we got a great show today. Man, everybody been asking me, hey Sarge, how do you become a Titan? Hey Sarge, what's the qualification of a Titan? Hey Sarge, why this person is Titan? Man, we gonna break it down today. We gonna break it down today, and it's Titan talk. You dig, man? So hang in there, man. Share this podcast with a friend. Man, call up your all your boys, man. Let's get it on. Let's get this live going, man, and let's get schooled up, man. Hey, man, let's give the Lord a round of applause for waking us up this morning, man. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, who I have with me this morning, Shekelia Bussey. I call it a mileage bully, man. The mileage bully. Our 2024 Titan Award recipient, man. So we're gonna bring her out, man. We're gonna talk about what it does it mean to be a Titan. We're gonna talk about what does it mean to be a boss. We're gonna talk about what does it mean to be a yonder go-getter and community influencer, man. So, hey, mileage bully, what's happening? How you feeling this morning?
I'm doing well. Good morning. Thank
Top of the
you.
top of the morning to you, ma'am. So, hey, we gonna. I hope you got your coffee, cause I got mine. We finna get in it. We finna get in it. So, hey, before we get this thing started, can you formally? Matter of fact, I only think there's probably one person in the motorcycle community that don't know you, and right now
hmm
he probably taking a nap. But I would like you to introduce yourself formally to all of us.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about you, if you don't mind.
Okay. Sure. Well, my government name is Shekelia Bussey. Um, my alias or my handle is the Mileage Bully, of course. That's what I go by mostly in the motorcycle community. And that name came about in like 2017 when I was on a long distance ride to Quebec, Canada. And when we crossed the border, my sister and I said, hey, I was like, yo, we're gonna be like border bullies. Like we're going across. That was my first time going across to another country. And from that time on, at that hotel, I was like, I'm gonna call myself the mileage bully. So that was my handle, and that's what I've been using. Um, I grew up in a small farm town in North Carolina, um, in the middle of nowhere. We had one stoplight like Mayberry. Um, Raised by my mom and dad, one sibling. Um, I've been shooting guns since I was 5 years old. I'm a gun instructor as well, certified FFL dealer, federal firearms dealer.
Hey, don't make her mad. A woman with a gun, man.
Yeah. I'm a gun person. I've got quite a bit of those. I'm a really super tomboy. I try to be as girly girl as I can, but it don't work out sometimes. Um, so motorcycles is my thing. Guns and It's kind of what I do. That's who I am as a person. I think I'm super down to earth. I play a lot on social media, but I'm a whole boss behind the scenes.
That's what's up, man. Hey, man, a woman who shoot guns and like to ride motorcycle, man, isn't that a biker's dream?
Yeah, that's my next goal is to open up my own shooting range. So I'm working on that too.
Awesome, awesome. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. So, at what age did you start thinking about riding motorcycles? Man, you don't see women ride motorcycles like the way you do. When did you
Oh
start?
well,
How did this
well
thing get
now
started for?
nowadays we do, but I
Of
didn't start
course.
until I was 35.
About
So I didn't
35.
start until I was 35. 35. So I'm 52. So motorcycles has never been something that I thought about before. No one in my family rode motorcycles. Uh, I've never thought about it. So with most women, and I hate to say this, most women, when we start riding motorcycles, it normally comes from a man. It does. We know our father, our brother, our uncle, someone showed us. So with me, it was the same. So my boyfriend at the time rode a motorcycle, and the sound of his aquapovic um, pipe was like loud, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want that in my life!" And from that is history. So I started with him. I took the class, and ironically, I'm a teacher of that class. I'm an
That's
owner of that class.
that's
Isn't that
crazy.
crazy?
Hey, we going there now. We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
So
how I started.
yeah. So is it okay? So we just less than the 20 years of riding that we've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
riding,
Uh
and
huh.
primary your bike of choice is uh, primary your bike of choice is what? Yeah,
Wait a minute. I
because
didn't hear you.
I
The
say primary.
Hayabusa. The
Yeah, the Hayabusa.
Hayabusa.
The
Mm-hmm.
Hayabusa.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I think how many trips have you made across country on a Hayabusa?
7.
7 cross country
Before
trips.
7. Before social media was popping.
Right, right.
Before I didn't get onto social media until like 2015 or
Uh-huh.
early 15. On Abusa, I had already gone across the country 4 times then, and one
Mm-hmm.
time on a 600, and one time on a Cal 750. So when I got onto social media in like August of 15, I'd
Right.
already done it 5 times before I saw any of these big name writers or any of people talking about iron butts. I'd already done 4 of those already. So I was a late bloomer to social media. So when people were like, "Oh, I did the iron butt, I've done this," and I'm like, I didn't even know I was doing my first iron butt. I kind of got drug along, but yeah, I've been across the country on a sport bike 7 times, and actually 8 because I rode a freaking Harley Davidson across the country one time.
Yeah, I remember that. That was probably one of your best rides on that Hurley.
No, it probably wasn't.
That was probably your best ride on that
Yeah,
Harley.
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember that well.
yeah,
I remember
yeah. I
that
rode a
very
street
well.
glide, a road glide, a road glide.
Yeah, yeah. That was matter of fact, that was probably a little over a year ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit over a year, September, August 2022.
Awesome stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
so you mentioned you actually teach people how to ride now.
I
What
do.
what in the world made you think that you could open up a motorcycle academy and teach people how to ride? Where did that
So,
inspiration come from?
you know, so I became an MSF instructor in 2016, April 24th, 2016. And I'm doing this job, Sarge, and I'm like, I love doing this. Like I do. Like I love the looks and the people's faces when they do something good or they get their motorcycle license. So I said to one of the directors one day that I was working at Harley Davidson, and I said, I wouldn't mind doing this. What do you think about me doing this for a living? He's like, "Meh, I have my own school." And he told me it doesn't work. People have tried it. Um, They tried it and they failed. Everyone but Harley Davidson. And I said, okay, bet. And the year later, I bought my first training motorcycle, which I still have in my fleet. By the way, it wasn't stolen; it was at my house.
Hmm.
Um, and man, I just started buying bikes. And once I got to like nine, that's when I opened in 2021. With the nine that I have, seven of the nine were stolen from this location. So
We getting there. We getting there. We
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get
yeah.
there. Okay, we
So
getting there.
I opened a school with those nine bikes, and I've been rolling ever since. And I'm out in the middle of the country. Where I live in Franklin, Virginia, it's like a little farm town. Um, Slave ships came in here once upon a time, like where I live. It's like small. So I opened, and I was scared in a way that, like, are people going to want to come all the way out here from the major city to my school? But listen, let me tell you about what God do. These people come from all over the country to the Moto Mob, not just from the city. They come from everywhere. So I trained the military people. I just had a class not long ago with Navy SEALs. All of them chose my school as a training provider. Uh, so yeah, I had the freaking audacity to open up a freaking motorcycle school, and that's what I've been doing ever since. Um, because I'm a black girl, little black girl, I had
Hmm.
the audacity. So when other people see me, um, it provides representation that anything is possible. So I am the only black female in the entire country that has a motorcycle training facility that is authorized. Like at my school, we give license. When
Okay,
you,
hold up one second. Let's. You heard what she just said.
Mhm.
Repeat that one more time. The only what now?
I am the only black woman in the entire country, possibly the entire world, that has a motorcycle training facility where you can
Okay,
get your motorcycle endorsement.
okay. Let's get this out the way right quick.
Okay.
Man, that's man, that's bananas. That's bananas. And
Yeah.
salute to you. I,
Thank you.
I don't know if when I first heard that, man, when I first heard that a couple years ago, I was just taken back.
Hmm.
To first of all, to
Yeah.
have the guts to think that you can pull that off,
Yeah.
and then to have the wherewithal to do what it had to do to make it do what it's doing now
Hmm.
is a testament of yourself. Uh,
It was hard
that
though.
yeah. I just get so take me through if you don't mind the early
Sure.
stages, maybe standing it up. Of course, there's on the business side there might be business loans. There's a business plan. There's getting the facility. There's getting mechanics. There's so many things to it, and obviously the requirements that the state of Virginia have for you. If you don't mind, if you could just take us briefly through the early stages of starting the
Sure.
academy.
Um, the starting part was location, finding a location, um, and bikes. That was the hardest part. Then the state of Virginia kind of didn't give me too much drama because I had all. Listen, let me tell you about God one more time. The top people in the state of Virginia were my former bosses for the Navy. So they already knew who I was. They already knew me. So it was easy for me to go through them to be like, when it was time for me to be ready because they knew me as a person. So the hard part was bikes, getting started, paperwork. No, I did not have a business loan. I bootstrapped, if you know what that is. I
Oh yeah,
worked a job.
I definitely
Yeah,
do. Hmm.
I worked a job and funded the Motor Mob to start up. So I didn't have the good credit. I didn't have none of that to start. I do now. But when I started, no one would give me a business loan. No one was like, oh, we're not going to gamble on this because you're talking motorcycle training. So no
Yeah,
one wanted to really invest in that. Um,
yeah.
so I put my head down and I grinded. I freaking delivered pizza. I donated plasma because of my blood type. It was high market, O negative. Um, I didn't have family to be that was like, hey, here's 20 grand, here you go. None of that. I started with like from zero to where I'm at today.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my story. That's the
Yeah,
truth.
and I could
That's
imagine what the state of Virginia had as far as rules and regs, and there's a lot to do with that. You know,
yeah. You got
liabilities and stuff to go with that. Yeah.
you do. You have to have $2 million worth of life of casualty insurance. Not just Virginia. Virginia regulates my license. MSF, Motorcycle Safety Foundation,
Yeah, yeah.
they regulate my site to where I am have to be in compliance with them before the state of Virginia because I
Wow.
can't give you your license without them.
And I'm telling you, for all you jokers out there riding on these motorcycles and don't have one of these, man, boy,
Ah,
you better get you one. Stop
yeah,
playing
yeah, yeah.
around. You better get you one and stop playing around. I think in the state of Florida, if you get caught riding without an M1, that's a
Mm-hmm.
thou wow right off the gate. That's a thou wow right off the cuff, and then they're taking your
Yep.
bike from you, man. And it's gonna be all uphill sledding from that point on. So, man, so get you a M1 motorcycle license certification for your state, man. Don't be playing
Mm-hmm.
around with this. It could one day
Absolutely.
save your life, man. So I'm just gonna say that. Uh,
Yeah,
so,
because some lights hit different when them lights hit different when you ain't got a license.
oh yeah, 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 definitely.
Them blue lights. Them blue
And,
lights.
on the serious safety side, also, you learn so much from going through the course.
Mm-hmm.
You really do. You learn so much. I much prefer uh, somebody to be taught by an academy like you or like
Mm-hmm.
yours than trying to teach somebody on your own. You know, because when we ride for a long time, all of a sudden we start to teach people how to ride. We done picked up a lot of bad habits, and if you ain't careful, you know what I'm trying to say.
I do, man. I
Yeah,
do.
we done picked up a lot of shortcuts, and those academies like yours are gonna go 1, 2, 3 ABC and teach all the safety procedures to assure that you can do what you need to do on the motorcycle. Is that about fair?
That is very fair. But here's the thing too, and I want to tell people this that, oh, my husband taught me to ride, my sister taught me to ride. Anybody can go straight fast. But do you have any skill? Can you ride slow? Most people can't. They can't. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I see it. So what I ask people when they're teaching people to ride, well, what exactly are you teaching them? Oh well, I taught them to go around cones, and I taught them, this, that, the third. Or at the end of the day, skill and knowledge is what keeps us alive out here. It does, and that's what saves our lives. Not most people don't even know that they can stop fast until it's time to stop fast. And do you know what to do? Do you know what to do if your rear tire locks up? Do you know what to do if your front tire locks up? Most people don't. They're going to be like, oh, well, yeah, do this. And I'm like, wow, that's not what you do you? So, knowledge is what saves my life and keeps me alive out here in these streets. And it'll keep you alive too if you got it.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, you don't want to be one of those guys or girls who learn the hard way. So I'm gonna say, I'm
Hmm.
gonna say, and even this is a little side note. Even the additional training. Do you deal with like the I know they have the intermediate level courses and advanced
Yep,
courses, or do you, so you do them all the the,
I
the
do.
basics?
I'm certified. I am a certified BRC, basic rider course instructor, um, which that's just most people that are instructors. I'm also ARC certified, ARC meaning advanced rider course. I am BRC2, which is the second level of basic rider course, the advanced level, and also dirt bike certified as well.
Wow.
So, and CRC, which is Circuit Rider Course, which is like a track instructor,
Yeah.
and that as well. And I'm also a certified track instructor. Like I suit up in the onesie leather and can train you to ride a motorcycle and drag your knee on the track. So I got that certification in Garysville, North Carolina at NC Bike
Yeah.
in 2021, I think. I got that. So yeah, I'm certified to teach it all. I
Well,
got a little bit of
you
skill.
ain't you ain't gotta worry about Sarge doing the onesie with the knee to the ground.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey man, you got to know your lane.
I didn't think it was my lane, but I love doing it. But I don't do it too much anymore
Uh-huh.
because I always think, if I go down at my age, that's going to be bad. So
Yeah.
I don't really do it anymore. The last time I was on the track was probably 2 years ago, and I really don't even think about it. I just keep
Right.
my certification going just because I want to have it.
Awesome stuff. So
Hmm.
so we got this academy now.
Hey,
We don't.
Kodak.
Yeah, yeah. I see him right up there.
Yeah,
Hey, that's my dog.
that's
Shout
my
out to Kodak, man.
same, same.
So hopefully everybody. Matter of fact, if you don't mind in the chat, if you can give me a one, if you can hear me clearly now, give me a two. If you still can't hear me, but okay. So we got the academy up and we're rolling now,
Uh huh.
and the academy that you have in Franklin, Virginia. How many years has it been now?
Since April 2021.
Okay, April
No,
21.
no, 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 no. March 2021. The grand opening, man. Let me tell you, the grand opening that I had, March 6th, 2021 is when I opened. There were, holy cow, there were so many people that the police stopped the people from coming into the event. They like shut down the roads. The state
Love it.
police. I'm not talking like
Love it.
stupid, like
Yeah.
big numbers. Like it was crazy. I couldn't even believe it. It was crazy. So I've been up and running since that time
Mhm.
successfully. There has never been a moment that I have not had a class. Right now we're closed down because it's cold outside, but we're going to resume probably mid-January, and we'll be back up and running for the 2024 season.
Awesome stuff. So Franklin, Virginia, the
Uh
first
huh.
academy,
Uh huh.
is almost 4 years come April, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sorry, almost 3 years come April.
Mm-hmm. Three.
Okay, okay. So we got Franklin, Virginia open.
Uh huh.
We
Mm-hmm.
up and rolling, and then that wasn't good enough, huh? That was that wasn't good enough.
No.
So what do we have to do after that? What we doing? What we doing?
Okay. So then I have the audacity. I said, I'm not even going to go to my state and open up another school. I'm going to go to a whole nother city. So I went to
Wow,
Memphis.
wow. How about that?
I did. So
Wow.
Memphis was open probably about a month or two. And we have a small struggle in Memphis because the moment we opened, the owners of the location that we were at, they were like, we want to put condos here. So Memphis is on delay at this very moment in time. So instead of being discouraged, I'm like, all right, let me do what I do and be patient. Because when God gives you something and He tells you to go, sometimes there's going to be some issues. But the thing is, He also provides provision for you as well. So it's just a delay
Oh yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
process.
yeah.
Um, so right now, Memphis, I got to go back there hopefully mid-January to see what I'm going to do about that, switching my location. But in the meantime, Baton Rouge is a lot for 2024 as well. So that's
Nice.
what we're focused on as well. So, uh, like I said, I'll be back here in the middle of the night making moves. So
Oh, that's
Baton
awesome.
Rouge, Louisiana, or Hammond, Louisiana is the actual location.
Okay.
But I'll just say Baton Rouge because people will be like, "Where's Hammond at?" So
Yeah,
Baton Rouge,
yeah,
Hammond is the
yeah.
next location for me.
Matter of fact, if you do 10 to the end, Hammond, well, is Hammond goes to the 10. Hammond does go to the 10, I think. Yeah. Was it 10? Hammond
Not.
on the 12? Hammond's on the
I
12,
think
ain't it?
12. I think the
It's on the
12.
12. It's on the 12. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this going on.
Uh huh.
We're doing great things because, oh, by the way, the gateway to the motorcycle community runs through you and what you do, which is
It
which
does.
is which is a beautiful thing. Because
Mm-hmm.
without that's well, for us, the one doing the right way, there is no motorcycle riding without courses and endorsements to make sure that you can
Yeah.
ride to stay alive. Put it that way. Ride to stay alive. So
Correct.
so during this time or even before this time, let's
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about the motorcycle community at large.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how long would you say that you've been in the motorcycle community, whether as doing the academy or just a rider, just enjoying life?
Since 2007 is when I got my motorcycle endorsement and I learned to ride. So I've been around since then. Um, I've been on the set in my city since probably because when I first learned, I really wouldn't say I was around. I rode with a set amount of people, and then probably in 2009 or so, um, I kind of came onto the set. And once I came onto the set, it was kind of like, I started meeting people. But what I learned from the set back here, it's not the same in my city anymore. I really don't know what it looks like anywhere else, but it's not the same. People, they do the same thing pretty much everywhere where they get on their bike and go to the local watering hole, they park and they talk about wanting to ride motorcycles. Then they do a little, spin around the block, and then they come back and talk about motorcycles some more. I did that, of course, in the beginning, but I don't do that anymore. Um, Not that that's not fun, but it's not kind of like my thing. So I'm only interested when I get on my horse. I'm going yonder. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Other than that, I don't feel like riding.
Yeah, and I've seen you. I mean, I've seen you do some of your yonder trips. I've seen the relationships that you've made. I've
Hmm.
seen some of your gas station follicles shenanigans. Let's be honest, that's the best part about
It
getting
is for
yonder
me.
and cross the state
Yes.
lines, man.
Yes.
Is the relationships and things that we make.
Yes.
You know,
Very few times in my riding right now, and I'm not talking about people that are like related to motorcycles. Some people that I stay with don't have nothing to do with bikes. They just follow, or maybe their husband rode or their sister rode. But very few times when I'm on the ground am I going to be in a hotel. That's just me because of relationships that I built.
I've seen it, man. I can't stand you for that. I've, uh,
Yeah.
did you stay in a hotel at all coming
No.
across the? It was
No. Only one
state.
time when I got to Jacksonville. That
Yeah, it
was it.
was.
And that's because I got there and I was so
Yeah,
tired from being backed up in traffic
yeah,
that my brother was like, come get over here, but he lived on the other side of town. I was like, bro, I got nothing left. My hydraulic clutch hand was done. So I
yeah.
stayed at a hotel. But other than that, not one time in the 7 days that I was on the 10 did I stay in a hotel. Not once.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing, man. I'm
Hmm.
telling you, when you're out here riding and you're making relationships, that's the benefits that comes along with that stuff. So that's the testament to
Hmm.
you or how people feel about you and what you're doing when you
Yes.
get down because people ain't open their doors up for anybody, man. That ain't happening. And
Look.
I I saw the way they would open up the doors for you. You were getting steak and lobster and getting all kind of stuff. You wasn't getting no McNuggets and some fries.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you were living good like the Jeffersons. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say that.
yeah, yeah. I
So
was, I was, I was, I was. Look, dude, I just went to look, Sarge. This is a true testament to. I went to Wisconsin. I drove my truck though, and the people that I bought four motorcycles from never met me. We only talked on the phone. I went to their house. They weren't there. People told me where to find the key. Let yourself in and help yourself to whatever you want.
that's crazy.
I
That's
mean,
crazy. That's a
what?
beautiful thing. That's
Okay.
a beautiful. I don't get nothing like that. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'm gonna get like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So, yeah.
wow. So that's it. So now we done started off because we started locally. We were riding around, and as Kodak say, we were parking lot pimping, and now we got promoted. Now we're cross country trapping.
Mm-mm.
So we're doing our thing. We're making relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's talk about some of your. Since we're talking about traveling, let's talk about some of your memorable trips.
Oh man. Whew. Um, Gosh, I've had so many. One of my most memorable trips was meeting a lady, Maria Rebella in Phoenix. Um, this lady like reached out to me on I don't even know which tour I was on, but she wanted to meet me, and one of the young ladies, Teresa Bell L from Hurricane Biker Girls. I ended up linking with her when I was in Phoenix, and she and I went to this lady's house. Her son, they called it Bussa Will. He had been killed on a Hayabusa, so that's how I ended up. She ended up following me in a Hayabusa group. And by the way, the Hayabusa has a cult following. Literally, like there are like 200,000 members in this group that are obsessed with the Hayabusa. No kidding.
Hey,
So
all
that's the
right.
reason why I gained so much popularity when I was on the road because of the motorcycle. People were like in awe, like you're doing this on a freaking Hayabusa. So it has a cult following. I'm not kidding you. The bike does. So long story short, Maria, her son had been killed in Las Vegas on a Busa, and which was his first motorcycle. She wanted me to come over to her house. She lived a little ways outside of Phoenix, in the suburbs, and I went to her house, and this was the most humbling experience most profound experience. His helmet, she wanted me to sign it, like so. Anyway, I signed his helmet and the belt that he had on when he passed away. She gave it to me,
Wow.
and I still have it, and I put it in like a little frame. But yeah, so signed that. That's probably been one of the most profound experiences that I've had on the road,
Wow.
with
Wow.
a total stranger to sign this young man's helmet and to get his belt. But yeah, that's.
Wow.
But anyway, that was one of my
Wow.
most memorable moments that I've ever
Yeah, I
had,
bet. I bet.
to this date. And she and I today are really, oh Lord, I don't want to get like all emotional. Oh my God.
Yeah.
She and I are really, really, really good friends to this day. She's been to my school. Um, she's a truck driver, her and her husband. So they've been to my school here, in Virginia. So
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, that was an interesting experience.
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet.
Well, it was.
I'm getting the chills just listening to
Woo! Yeah.
it. Wow, I'm just getting the chills just listening to it. So, let me say this. Obviously being an instructor,
Mhm.
and I would consider motorcycle instructors. They're the gatekeeper to this thing called freedom. Riding motorcycles.
Yeah.
Motorcycles is freedom.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever have students come back to the academy and say thank you so much for what you've done, or hey man,
Absolutely.
I was a student of yours years ago?
Yeah. Yes.
Tell me, how does that make you feel? Do you feel like you're
Um,
like a high school teacher, or
uh, I get it. I get it quite a bit, to be honest.
yeah,
Some of the testimonials on our website, are incredible. Um,
yeah,
I keep my classes very small with low enrollment. We only book 6 students at a time. Yeah, we could do 10 and 12, but I don't do this for money.
yeah,
Money is not my driving force. Has nothing to do with that for me. They come back and they say, this maneuver, this what you taught me, saved my life. Being able to
wow,
do this or being able to swerve and, answering this question is what saved my life, or so forth and so on. I get that all the time. Um, all of my staff that work at the Motor Mob, every single person, we all teach the same curriculum, but it's how we
mm,
handle the students.
wow,
So yeah, I get that quite a bit. I get that all
mm,
the time. I get inboxes all the time. Thank you, Miss Shakila. Thank you for this, that, and the third. Because not only it's important to me, if you can do something, I want you to know why it's important. Why do you need to know to keep your body upright when it's time to swerve? Why don't
mm,
you know? Why is it important when you are swerving left or right that you don't squeeze the front brake or squeeze the clutch? How traction and I want my students to know why. Why is it that I'm doing this and why is this important? I can show you, but do you understand why it's needed? That's
I,
what
th-
I want them to know.
I think the why is exactly what you need to know, because
Yes,
once you know the why, you're more apt to do it. If I don't do this,
exactly.
this is what's going to happen to me or happen
Exactly.
to the motorcycle. I
Exactly.
get you on that one, because if you don't know why, you just okay, it must,
Yeah.
whatever. But I get you on that. But that's
Exactly, the
awesome.
why. So that's what I want people to know. And that's the philosophy that I have all of my instructors into. I want them to know why. Why are we doing this? Yeah, we have what we call cards that we read from. We read that, but after the fact, I want them to know the objective of this exercise is this, and this is why
Hmm.
it's important to you. And that's what we do there. So we keep the classes small so I can explain the why because it ain't about your money. If I what I told you saves your life, I'm happy with that.
I know that's right. Hey, so
I'm happy.
this just popped in my mind as we were talking. Let me think.
Hmm.
Okay, being the first, and as far as we know right now, the only black female
Hmm.
running a motorcycle academy. How do I put this? How do men with you do? Uh, the here I am. I'm getting ready to go ahead and get my license and learn how to ride. Do men take you serious, or is that starting off? Was that a tough thing to get men
It
to
was.
trust and say that
Yes.
okay, a female is gonna teach me?
Sure.
Okay, okay.
Absolutely. That's a very good question. Very good question. When I first became an instructor and before I owned my own school, um, men would come into the class literally misogynistic, meaning like misogynist, like women are not superior to men or we're not equal when it comes to certain things.
Hmm.
So sometime I would have to do a whole clinic, meaning, like I'm going to do a whole clinic on writing since you have that particular attitude. So when I first started, it would be more like I had to prove to them that I could freaking ride a motorcycle, like literally. And this was way before any of my cross country tours, or I mean, not way before, but anything that made them public. I had already did them, but before they were public, I don't readily just tell people that I ride a Hayabusa, and I don't readily tell people that I'm the mileage bully. I don't tell them any of that. I'm just like, I teach people to ride bikes. So, yes, in the beginning, and then I would have to prove that I could ride. And then when they would get on the bike after I showed them something and they proved that they couldn't ride, and then I'd be like, oh, how long you been riding again? So it was always like a battle of the
Yeah,
titans.
yeah, yeah.
But now I don't do that anymore. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't have anything to. I don't take that route anymore. But yeah, in the beginning, it was a struggle, and it was any woman that's a motorcycle instructor in the industry. They're going to tell you in the beginning for them, it's going to be like the men are like, what? She's a girl. What's she going to teach me until we start teaching?
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
now it's. I don't do any of that. I don't. I just go out, ride the motorcycle, and that's it. And regardless, male, female. If you look at any of my photos, 95% of my students are male.
Yeah,
Um,
I peeped that. I
yeah, so
saw
I
it. Not
no, I don't do
not
anything. But yeah, in the beginning, sure,
not
yeah, it
not
was a
not only
struggle.
not only just male, but the other persuasion, the other races are
Yes,
coming to you. Yeah, I
yes,
was peeping that.
yeah,
I was peeping that.
yes,
So
yes,
that tells me right there that people do take you serious with what you're doing.
absolutely.
They do.
Yeah, when you get the clear people or
Oh
white
yeah,
people,
yeah, yeah. When
when
you
you get them,
when you get the lighter
yeah,
skinned brothers and sisters, you know you yeah, yeah, you crossing bridges now. So,
correct.
awesome stuff. So, let me say, okay, well let's take it up to this point. Let's go uh when I met you personally, 2023, was it summer 2023? No, 22. 22.
2020, 22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
22. So, uh I learned about you from a good friend of mine. Guns,
Okay.
man. Shout out to Guns. Guns is on here right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's my guy.
Guns is like I call him Billy D. Williams on a motorcycle. Guns is the coolest mofo on the planet. You feel me? Guns is the cool dude, man. Guns, Guns called me up and he said, Sarge. In that West Coast, like, Sarge. Hey, Sarge, big bro, I need you to hook up with this person, and he was describing you and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
And that's okay, Guns. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go, Guns. I think she's gonna be Guns. She's got what it takes to be a Titan. So I said, okay. So 2 weeks went by. Guns, did you? I mean, Sarge, did you? No, man. I'm getting here. So I finally reached out to you, and you and I got a good time, and and,
We
and we
did.
talked, and I remember telling the wife, I said, "Wow, man, I was taken back by talking to her. I enjoyed the phone call. We talked about several subjects, and all those subjects were uh, they were good, they were solid, they were inspiring." I said, she says she's coming down now to do the I-10. So eventually you come down and you're on a HD. You're on the HD mileage, bully. So, so she's on the HD,
Mm.
and I remember it was me, you, and the wife, and we're talking, and we're running our mouth. We almost forgot that it was time for you to get head to the
Yeah,
West
yeah,
Coast.
yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, long story short, I remember you taking off and going on that ride, and I thought to my wife, I said, wow, I think she has a lot of what it takes to be a Titan. I think she has a lot.
Mm.
She's checking a lot of boxes. She's pretty good. And while you were on the ride, obviously, I was checking in with other people, and I was watching other people check in with you. And if you don't mind, I want to talk about from that point. I think it was maybe about an 8 week time frame. You ready?
Hmm.
I'm gonna hit you with something heavy now. About an 8 week time frame. You know what we finna talk about?
I do.
We gonna talk about because we know God is
Okay.
good.
Yes.
So in an 8 week time frame, from the time you and I started talking to you making that epic cross country trip, which you was chilling, that uh, uh, you do know those you do know about a rain sock now, right? I
Oh
won't go
man,
there.
you was on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't go there now. We'll do that later. I won't go there. But from that time, you went from Virginia to Jacksonville
Hmm.
to Cali back to Virginia. How many miles was that you traveled doing that for?
Uh, 50, 54. I think
I
I
thought you
think
did more
54
than that.
something, 5400, something like
I
that.
think you did more than that.
Yeah,
I
it
think you
was quite a
did.
bit because
Yeah,
I've been all over the place before
yeah,
I even
yeah,
started it. I was
yeah,
like, it's gonna take me like 10 days, sorry, to get to Jacksonville, and then
yeah,
I was in Georgia, and then I did a podcast with Big Sale.
yeah.
Um,
You
I
everywhere.
had went over here and went over there, so it took me a
Yeah.
while to get to Jacksonville because I be out here, feet back, like
Oh yeah,
chilling.
you were living your best life. You were doing that. But
So yeah, yeah.
you
So yeah, about 54, 50. I think I, on the odometer before I finally switched it over. Uh, it was like right at 54. So probably I did a little bit over 6,000, but I
okay.
don't think that I switched the odometer over kind of until I got to Atlanta.
I think you did about 6 grand, to be honest with
Yeah,
you. I think
it
you did
was
6 grand.
probably.
So coming back from 6,000 miles,
Hmm.
what was just a matter of a couple weeks after
Three,
we found that crazy
yeah, three
news?
weeks.
It,
Man, listen, I came back on September the 2nd of 2022. It was like right before the holiday is when I came back in. Um, Not a problem. This is how good God is, man. Listen, I had no issues on the road. Not nothing. Nothing happened to me out there, which I normally don't have any issues. I mean, I'm rolling, living my best life. I'm at the clubhouse, this clubhouse, that clubhouse. I'm doing my thing. Um, when I get to California, no problem. Take my picture. I roll out and get on the 40 to go home. The day that I came back on September the 2nd, at my very last gas stop at the Exxon, 11 miles from my school, I felt sick as a dog. Like, throw up sick, couldn't hardly stand up sick, dizzy. Like, what in the world is going on? Like, what, I thought maybe that I ate something that didn't agree with me. It was never a thought that it was my heart or anything like that. So I rolled on. I slow rolled it on to my school, and my staff was there waiting for me. And I get there, and I still feel sick, but I get through it, and I go home. The next day, I get up, my chest is hurting, and I go to the emergency room, and they tell me, uh, it's just we don't see anything on the EKG. We don't see anything on the CAT scan. It probably is just a stress from your trip, and they send me home. Like I go home, and maybe a week later, they didn't prescribe me any medication or nothing. They just sent me home. 2 weeks, about a week or two later, 2 weeks, a week. My daughter is on my neck, like, "Ma, you need to go back to another emergency room because my chest is still hurting at this moment, at this time." So I go back to another emergency room, same thing, EKG, CAT scan. They tell me that I have pericarditis, which is fluid around your heart. Um, so they give me a prescription for that. And I start taking it. A week later, still nothing, still the same pain. So I call my primary care physician, and I go to her, and I say, "I got this chest pain stuff going on. Somebody needs to do something." The moment they called me back to the room to be examined, I stood up, and my heart rate just went like out of control. Like, it was beating so fast that I could feel it. Like, but I didn't really know what it was. I'm like, okay, so they put the pulse ox on my finger, and the nurse was like, "You gotta go to the emergency room right now." Um, Again, let me tell you what God do. The emergency room, literally from my doctor's office, was across the street, like 100 yards. And they were like, "Do you want us to call 911?" I said, "No, I'll drive over there." Because I'm Superwoman, I guess. So I did. I drove over there, but when I got over there, it was a different story. When I went to get out of the car, I was lethargic. Like, I was really sweaty. I was hot, but I managed to make it inside of the emergency room. When I got in there, of course, they want you to fill out paperwork. I said, "I can't fill out any type of paperwork. I need to see somebody right now." And they got me back there, and they tried to get my heart rate down with this, whatever they were doing. But anyway, they ended up inserting a medication into the IV that stops your heart. It stops it, and then it resets it. So
Wow.
that's how they got it down. African American emergency room doctor was like, "We're getting ready to admit you." He said, "Because there's this that shouldn't be." So anyway, the third CAT scan that I had that day found what I had. I had one of the most misdiagnosed and fatal conditions that you could have, which is called aortic dissection. My aortic valve, which the big valve that comes into the heart, mine it was bleeding. And how long it was bleeding, I don't know, but mine was so severe that they operated on me the next day. Like, the next morning, they came into my room and was like, "You got this problem. To save your life, we're going to operate on you to, right now in an hour." And September the 22nd, 2022, 3 weeks after coming back from cross country, I had emergency open heart surgery,
Wow.
and to repair uh, one of the most fatal conditions that is 100% fatal. People don't come back from it, and
Well, see, God had plans for you.
he did.
He had plans for you. So I'm gonna tell you. I walked down that walk with you, and I remember talking about the particular things, and me and the wife talked about it, and we prayed up for you, man. We prayed up for you. But I'm gonna say this.
Whew.
Yeah, we might all have to take a breather on this one. Yeah.
So yeah,
S-
man.
well, let's do this. Let's do
Anyway,
this. Let's
yeah, I
do
made
this.
it.
Let's do this. Let's thank the Lord, man. Yeah, He is good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. We because it's getting a little warm, so we gonna yeah. But we gonna say this because He had plans.
he
You
did.
go through. Let's talk about the great side of this, the
Okay.
recovery.
Mm,
What
it was
you
a
had
hard.
to do to get
Okay.
back on a because I remember talking to us. Yeah, you was like, "Sarge, I'm gonna ride again," and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, just get healed. Just get healed. Don't
You
worry
know,
about it.
I gotta
You
laugh at
know?
that because my surgeon
Yeah.
was like, Shakila, please stay off of the promise me. He was a little guy. He was from Turkey. I see you, Gorilla Blue, on my text. He's texting me, telling me to be strong. The
Yeah.
male Titan.
Yeah. Shout
Shout
out to
out to
Blue.
Gorilla Blue.
Shout out to Blue.
Yeah. Um. So he was like, please, Shakila, please stay off of any type of thing that has to do with two wheels. Please, no scooter, no nothing. I was like, okay, this is the first time I've had a surgery that I actually listened to the surgeon. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna, because I was scared. Like, because they cut open your freaking sternum with a saw. Like, it ain't like, my shoulder rotator cuff surgery. That was like, okay,
Serious stuff. Serious
yeah, you
stuff.
you
Yep.
getting cut
Oh
open with
yeah.
a saw and your sternum peeled back with, what I'm saying, like your chest plate. So I was afraid of that. Like, I didn't want any type of relapses. I didn't want any type of problems. So I was listening to what he was saying. I was like, I'm going to stay off the bike. I'm going to stay off the bike. And so what was most scary for me, because motorcycling is freedom to me. Like, it's it's what I do. Like I said, I don't do any short runs. I don't do that. The road calls me to it, if that makes sense. Like every 2 or 3 months, I need to ride. Like the road is like, Shakila, it's time for you to go somewhere. It's time to go. So I need about 3,000 miles, and then I'm satisfied. So the biggest thing was, will I be able to ride again? Can I? You know, the sternum, like right here where they cut, mine will always be like super sensitive. So I was
Yeah. I got
scared
you.
that I wouldn't be able to pull a motorcycle up from the kickstand. They don't even want you lifting anything more than 20 pounds. And I'm like, I don't even know, how am I going to get my bike off the kickstand if I can't lift more than 20 pounds?
Yeah. I
Like
think a
that.
motorcycle a little heavier than 20
Yeah, you
pounds.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
For sure.
they gonna make
Yeah.
me ride a scooter for the rest of my
Yeah.
life. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying?
A bicycle. Yeah.
So the recovery was brutal. It was. Um, if not for my daughter, I don't know how I would have did it, because you're not able to do anything. Like nothing. I wasn't able to use the bathroom on my own. I couldn't put on my clothes. I couldn't do anything. So once I got to the first 3 months was really super scary. Um, Mystery pain, everything. I'm back in the emergency room about this. Um, I'm scared of my own body. But baby, listen, after that 3 month mark, when I got to maybe 4 months, I have to go. I go to the doctor every month because I have to do a cardio stress test because of the type of surgery that I had. They take my blood work. They put me on a treadmill. Once I got to the 6 month mark, I was like, I'm feeling pretty good. Where am I at on riding? He was like, no, you're not ready to ride yet. I'm like, okay. I got to the 8 month mark. Where am I at on riding? He was like, we're going to do this last stress test. We're going to do a double injection of this stuff into your veins to see where you are. They did. My heart rate went up to whatever it was. It came back down. He said, Miss Bussey, you're ready. You're good to go. Baby, I got on that little Harley that I got, and I went to the north
I
and
remember that. Yeah. I
went
remember
on
that
to New
ride.
York, Connecticut, DC, busted out about
Yeah.
3,000 miles on that run. And that
Yeah. I
was
remember
my,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that was
Yeah. I remember
my
that.
African. So at 10 months, it took me 10 months to ride again. Like, man, I came back.
Hey, I remember that ride, man. That ride was like the ride of feet was like the champions ride.
It was like the champion. Man, what? I did. I got on that
Yeah.
doggone bike and I rode that joint like, I don't even know. I couldn't believe it, and a lot of tears were shed up underneath my lid. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Sarge, because
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that I came back. Like I freaking came back from open heart surgery, and I'm rolling again. So I'm gonna tell you, anybody that's listening or watching this, I don't really care what you go through. You can come back from anything.
That's
Period.
awesome. You know, I'm listening to you, and to be honest, I got a cheat card because I kind of knew what was going on too. But I'm gonna say this: it doesn't stop me from being inspired from watching the story, hearing the story, to just being there to kind of basically ride along with you on the
Yeah.
story. to be able to go from across country in a matter of just a few days to have severe, serious open heart
Yeah.
surgery to man, nevertheless talking about riding again to either one. Am I going to be living? Now
Yeah. That
I'm
part.
10 months later, and then I remember uh you down in San Antonio, man. You had Ride to Eat. You ripping all around America like it's nobody's business.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you this, Shaquille, you're inspiring people.
Thank you.
You're
I hope so.
and we're gonna talk about that inspiration, inspiring people, and making yourself vulnerable, and using yourself, even if it doesn't always paint you in the best, the toughest life. We're gonna talk about
Sure.
that. But now
Sure.
we back. We pretty dang healed. We ain't 100, but none of us 100. But we on our way to being our very best.
Hmm.
So we dealing with the medical side. We dealing with a life and death issue, and that's in 2022, going through
Yes. Uh huh.
2023. And then we thinking, man, we good. God got us. We good. We seeing clouds. And then we
Yeah.
have life
Yes.
happens part two. Talk to us about life part two. What the
Man,
hell?
not only that, I could go on and on. So at my school, while I'm in, okay, so I leave Virginia to head back to Memphis to get my school there squared away. And I'm minding my business. Life is good. And well, before I go back to Memphis, the number one person in my organization, Justice, like my son, literally, he gets killed in a motorcycle accident. Literally, the top guy, the number one coach that I know is going to be there every single time. I could count on him. He gets killed in a motorcycle accident on the same road glide that I rode across country on that one. So he gets killed. So I go open up Memphis, get that started. Memphis is doing what it needs to do. And 4 months later, I get a call from my operations manager, Shekelia, all of the bikes inside of the container are stolen. Someone used a grinder tool and sawed off the lock, and they stole all of my bikes out of the that were in the container. And the level of devastation,
Yeah, yeah.
it was the violation. It wasn't, you know, people were like, oh, the insurance will take care of it. Then this, that, and the third. It wasn't even that. It was the violation. And those were the bikes that I started with, minus two of them. Those were the bikes that I started with because they stole like freedom. They stole like what those bikes bring. So no amount of insurance money is going to replace that to me. And that's what hurt me the most. So it didn't become, it didn't really become real to me until I came and sat in the container. That's when it became like, oh, that, yeah, they really did steal your motorcycles. So I felt sorry for myself for about 2 or 3 days. I cried like a baby. Um, I reached out to the motorcycle community, my friends, and everybody for help, and they did. They helped me.
And they
Um,
come. Then they
they
come.
did. They did. And let me tell you, I put my head down and I freaking got dang made it happen. And now, not only did I restore the ones that was lost, I only got two back that were stolen. But I put my head down and I went into 100% grind and hustle mode, and that's what I did. And I let the world see the vulnerability that
Mm-hmm.
it hurt.
You're right.
And it did. And what it takes to get back up. Um, it's okay to lay down, but you can't stay there
For sure.
or fall down. But I know that I can't stay there. I need my school to run. This is how I eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So um, I put my head down, and on that Monday morning, I got my butt up and got in my truck, and I went into freaking Titan mode.
There it is. I remember, hey, if you don't mind,
I don't.
watching you get in a truck and go to different states, and
Yeah,
the motorcycle community coming and saying, "Hey,
they did.
Shekelia, I got you. Hey,
Yes.
Shekelia, here's a donation. Here's a bike I don't use. Hey, come get this bike." And I'm watching you, and I'm watching these folks, and I'm getting the chills again. I'm saying, okay,
Yeah.
here's some real Titan stuff here. You know,
Yeah.
I'm letting the world know I'm vulnerable, and I'm sharing the story because everybody wouldn't have shared it. Some people, I ain't gonna tell everybody. I don't. No, you shared that story. You was just as honest and just as transparent with us as anybody possibly could. But what I love mostly is because you did it, the motorcycle community galvanized
They
behind
did.
you.
They
And the
did.
true strength is in the unity, in the people. And the people said, no, 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 no. We're not gonna let this happen. We're not gonna let this happen. The devil's not gonna win. So all of a sudden now we start building this thing back,
They
brick
did.
by brick, bike by bike.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. 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 Nope. That's 100% correct.
Yeah. So,
And they did. And I'm telling you, people stood up, and I was like, I don't want to do a GoFundMe, this, at the third, because people are going to be like, well, what about the insurance and this, at the third, and
oh,
blah,
for
blah, blah,
sure.
blah, blah. I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I don't. People are going to say what they say, and
Yeah.
people are going to do what they do, and I
For sure.
still did it. And I'm going to tell you, so many members of Iron Elite donated one off, called me on the backside. Hey, sis, let me give you this. Let me do that. I'm literally, so many members did. And I'm very appreciative of that, including yourself, your wife. I mean, I could go on and name names, but I'm not going to do that. But at the end of the day, so many people in this group and across the country reached out, and they stepped up, because it takes courage to say, I need help. It
It
does.
does. It
And
does.
to say, hey, I don't have all the funding, or
Yeah.
I don't this, I don't that, or whatever. It or not to feel embarrassed about it. Not one thread of my nothing felt embarrassed about it. Like, I don't care what people say about me.
Mhm.
I don't care what people's opinion is.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do it anyway. And guess what? The Moto Mob ain't skipped a freaking beat since
Yeah.
that day.
Well, that's the way it's designed in the universe for you to give blessings because blessings come
Hmm.
back to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you never put yourself in a position to be able to bless somebody with something, how can you ever expect anything back?
Correct.
And what you give to us, uh, it's important for us to give it to you back because we know you're going to continue to give it. You know, you
Absolutely.
you're going to continue to create brand new motorcycle riders.
Yes.
And to me, the enemy of the motorcycle rider is anybody that don't want me to ride a motorcycle. So I need the person who runs the gateway to continue to help us to ride motorcycles safely for starters, and then greatly second. Would you agree?
I do agree.
That's awesome. So in just 1 year's time, this is what we done. We didn't went across the country like a mad woman several times. We didn't came back from open heart surgery.
Uh huh.
We didn't we didn't built another school.
Yeah.
We done lost all our inventory from one school and rebuilt it back again.
Indeed.
Other than that, ain't much else left. So ain't much left. So this is where we're to the point of now the Titan.
Oh
The,
man.
the calls come in, the inboxes come in, and everybody wants somebody to be a Titan.
Yeah.
And I remember, and oh, by the way, for the ones that don't know it out there, Titans vote for Titans. Everybody in the motorcycle community is welcome to inbox and suggest names and nominees. But the Titans truly vote on the Titans. It's like the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame voters vote on the Hall of Fame. And if you don't mind, Shaquille, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna read
Okay.
the definition of a Titan.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, let me pull this up real quick. Let's see. Okay, here's the definition. The Titan Award is an award given annually to those who ride hard and make a positive influence in our motorcycle community. They have the courage to teach and mentor, even if it makes them vulnerable to criticism. They are willing to share their failures as well as their achievements for all of us to get better at what we do as a motorcycle community. A Titan is not just a title, it's a lifestyle. That's the definition of a Titan. It's a lifestyle. It's not, hey Sarge, what are the 10 rules to become a Titan? We don't do that because what we know is anybody, once you get the cheat card, anybody can study those rules and pass the test for a year. We tell everybody that you don't find the Titan finds you. It finds you from the way people watch you move in the community. Once people watch you move in the community, they'll tell us. And then from that point, we go
Come
look
here for
for
a
you.
second.
We go look for you. We look for you in your behaviors. We look for you in your teaching, your compassion for making people better, your compassion for giving to us as a motorcycle community. We
Can you
look
get
for
my
those
charger out
particular
of the truck?
things.
That, yeah.
Yeah, I know we've been on here for a couple of minutes. I know,
Oh no, no,
yeah,
no. You're
yeah,
good.
but we look for those particular things. And in you, Shakila, you've taught us how to be strong. You've taught us how to be united. You taught us how to deal with tragedy. You've taught us how to come back from things that, let's be honest, the average person would crush you in a year.
Mm,
It would crush you. You had three major things happen in your life, and you came back from all three, and you are where you at today.
mm.
You truly embody what it is to be a Titan. So I want to let me give you your flowers now. Let me give you your flowers. I'm gonna give you your flowers. I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna give this thing to you, but I'm gonna set this up.
Let me tell you, you don't really know. You know, you don't really know. None of us do. Um, you don't really know how strong you really are until you really don't have any other choice but to do it. Um, Once you find out that you got it, you got to use it, and
You
that's
gotta
kind of
use it.
what it boils down to. Do you got it? Um, and if you do, you got to use it, and
Gotta
that's
use it.
that's what it is. You got to use it
You gotta use it. Wow.
because at the
So
end of the day, do you really know what you made of until you
till you've been
face with
tested,
until you gotta
till you've
go
been
through some
tested.
shit, right?
So we
Right?
all good. We all good when everything is good.
Yeah,
We all good when
absolutely.
everything is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then when
Yeah.
it ain't good, then what? Right?
Then what? Then what? You know.
Yeah,
Like I said, your life was a book. It was a
it
book.
was.
It was a how-to book. Speaking of that, I watch people like Mama D, who by the way is a Titan,
Yeah, yeah,
wrote a
yeah, yeah.
wrote a
She is.
wrote a book that was a workbook about life, and she went through all her ups and downs and through her things that she dealt with in life, and
Hmm.
she put it back on to you to think about how would you deal with certain scenarios and
Hmm.
situations. And you're joining some good company. I'm telling you, you are joining some good company. You're joining Sunshine Rogers. You're joining Doc J. I mean, you're joining Miss Showtime. You don't joining Mama D.
Ah,
I mean, the company is ridiculous. I mean,
yeah, man.
we're talking about the Mount Everest of motorcycling there, and
What?
and the coolest part about these people that you're joining, it's not that they just get miles; they make differences in
Hmm.
people's lives. And to me, that's the most important part of the Titan. It's not a mileage award. It's an do you make a difference in our motorcycle community?
Yes.
And you truly embody
Yes.
that. You make a
Yes.
difference. So definitely, definitely, definitely uh walk your walk, do your dance. come February 3rd.
Woo.
When you jump up on that stage to get your award. Now don't be doing a split like Mama D.
Oh,
Mama
don't even
D.
worry about it. No, don't even worry about that. I can't even come back from that. I ain't.
But
No.
you definitely do your dance because it was well earned, it's well deserved, and that's on everything. You
Thank
feel
you.
me?
I do.
So tell us, Shakila, what's next? What we doing next? What we doing next?
You know, you know. Right now, I'm working on opening Baton Rouge. I have been, when I don't, I do a lot of things behind the scenes. I don't share everything that I do. Most of the time during the day, I'm on here. I'm my Facebook comedian, of course. Um, and I'm moving in the background. My dream, to be honest, I really want a school. I said 10 schools, 10 years. Um, I would love to put a school in about 10 cities in the next 10 years. Um, and a gun range. That's something that I'm diligently working on right now. I want that to come to fruition. So I want that to happen and to be a part of my legacy. And what I say I'm going to do, I tell God about it, and then I do it. That's
That's
that's what's next.
Man, that's what's up. So let's do this one
Yes.
more last time before we let it go. Hey man, this has been hey man, this has been an inspirational walk this morning. I'm glad you guys tuned in to hear it, to see it for your own two eyes and your own two ears. Shakila, thank you for
You're
everything that
welcome.
you've done for us in this motorcycle community, the
Absolutely.
Iron Leader community. Thank you for continuing to be the example setter that you are. We can't wait to place that trophy in your hand, that patch in your hand, and tell you
Mm.
how much we love you
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we
I
truly
can't
do.
wait.
So
Yeah. Woo.
for those who've been living on a rock, Iron Elite paying tribute to Black History Month event, February 2nd and 3rd here in Jacksonville, Florida, at Adamak Harley Davidson, the Bay Metals dealership. Man, we're gonna be in, and like we say, Iron Elite, the event, is not a party, but it's damn sure a celebration. I'm gonna tell you that now. And we celebrate the greatest of what we have to offer in our motorcycle community. You dig? So, hey, Shakila, before we shut down, any last words you want to say? Anything?
No, my tribute. I'm very thankful to Iron Elite, those who voted because, like I said, I was like clutched my pearls when you told me. I was like, what? I love the fact that it does find you because I was not. I just to me, I'm just doing what I normally do. This is my life. I have received so many awards, accolades, nominations. I'm very thankful for that. But this one, none of those other ones are any less special. But this one is so special because I was like, what? Because at the end of the day, it finds you. That to me is the big deal. That people saw enough in what I do, not just as a yonder person, but in the motorcycle world. They saw enough in me to say, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna make her a Titan. We're gonna give it to her. So that's what makes this like super like special to me. And why, baby, I'm gonna be turning cartwheels. I don't even know what I'm gonna be doing on the stage when it's time for me to get that award.
That's what's.
So
Hey,
yeah,
we got to get you a walk up song.
baby, me and Blue been working on that.
Yeah,
Gorilla
y'all
Blue,
got to get
we've
a
been
walk
talking
up song.
about that. Me and him been talking about what I'm gonna come out to. I think he already got his,
Okay.
but I'm going to have me a. I don't even know what it
Hey,
is because baby,
don't go pull it with it.
we're
We gonna
not, we're
hold
not, we're not,
that.
not yet. But we've been working on that.
So that's what's
Yeah.
up, man. That's what's up. Again, let's give her a round of applause.
Hey.
So Mileage Bully, we gonna say goodbye to you, man,
Yes.
and we gonna see you in what a little over 30 days, might be
Yes.
30 days or so. We gonna
I'm
see you
coming
here
in
in
hot.
Jacksonville. She's coming in hot, man.
Yeah.
So y'all get ready. If you hadn't made arrangements, make arrangements. Everything that you need to know about Iron Elite, about the Iron Elite event, is in the top pent up section of the Iron Elite page, whether it be the hotels, whether it be the mix and mingle, the event itself, everything that you need to know is going to be in the pent up section of that page. So, hey man, don't be
Hmm.
calling me 2 days. So much, come on, man, stop. Go to that pent up section of the page, get that information so you can be locked in and solid. And even the weekend of the event, everything, if there's anything going on anywhere, is going to be shot on that page. So, hey, Mileage Bully, enjoy your weekend. We appreciate you, man. And like always, keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care, man.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, hey guys, man, I appreciate you guys spending time with us today for this epic interview for the Titan Award recipient, Shekelia Bussey. So, hey man, if you think that was a great interview, please shoot us a like, shoot us a heart, shoot us some comments. And tomorrow, we're going to have the male side of the 2024 Titan Award recipient. We're going to have Gorilla Blue out of Las Vegas, Nevada. His is going to go as well, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll have it streaming on all platforms. I have it on Sarge Life and Motorcycling, the YouTube page. I'll have it on the Iron Elite page, and I will have it on my personal page tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to get it on there today, but I will have it on my personal page tomorrow, Chris Houston, and I'll have it public for you guys to share. So I'd like you guys to definitely spread the word because we want to be able to acknowledge these folks for receiving this prestigious award and kind of show them, give them our love, man. It's not easy doing what they're doing. It's not easy to be committed to this motorcycle community. It's not easy to give of yourself to again to pour so much of your energy and time into something like this. So we want to appreciate those people and acknowledge those people specifically. Definitely at the Iron Elite event on the second and the third. So hopefully you guys enjoyed everything, man. We're gonna get on about it because Sarge got some chores and all kind of stuff to do today. It's Saturday, man, and y'all keep it motorcycling, you dig?